Have you ever wondered about the pathway to permanent residency for enrolled nurses in Australia? Today we're going to delve into that very topic, focusing specifically on the 190 visa. This visa is particularly relevant for enrolled nurses as their occupation features on the short-term occupation list. The 190 visa provides a potential route to permanent residency, but it's crucial to remember that it's not the only option. There's also the 189 visa, but here's the catch. Enrolled nurses cannot apply under the 189 visa as it's not available for their occupation. This distinction is vital to keep in mind when considering your options, so if you're an enrolled nurse looking to secure permanent residency in Australia, the 190 visa could be your ticket, but it's crucial to get the details right. Remember, it's essential to ensure that the occupation is on the right list before proceeding with the application. So, what are the educational requirements to apply for the 190 visa as an enrolled nurse? Well, let's delve into this. First and foremost, to become an enrolled nurse in Australia, you must complete a minimum of a diploma. But not just any diploma, mind you. It must be from an accredited course. This is crucial because the accreditation ensures that the course meets the required standards for nursing education. Now, you may be wondering, how long will this course take? Typically, these courses have a duration of 18 to 24 months. Anything shorter than this might not cover all the necessary content and skills you need to become a competent and effective nurse. So, when you're scouting for a course, make sure to check its duration. But how do you ensure that the course you're eyeing is indeed accredited? That's where your agent or counselor comes in. They can provide you with a list of accredited courses or verify the accreditation of the course you're interested in. Don't hesitate to ask them for this information. Remember, this is your future we're talking about, and it pays to be meticulous. Another thing to note is that different courses may have different content and teaching approaches. It's important to choose a course that not only meets the educational requirements but also aligns with your learning style and career goals. Some courses may be more theoretical while others may be more practical. Some may focus more on acute care while others may focus more on community health. So take the time to research and understand what each course offers. In conclusion, the educational journey to becoming an enrolled nurse in Australia involves earning a diploma from an accredited course that lasts between 18 to 24 months. It's a significant investment of time and effort, but it's a necessary step towards your dream of gaining permanent residency in Australia. So, choose your course wisely and keep your eyes on the prize. Choosing the right accredited course is the first step towards your journey to permanent residency in Australia. Having the right qualifications is just the beginning. What about language and work experience requirements? Now let's delve into these crucial factors. Firstly, it's about English proficiency. To ensure a seamless integration into the Australian healthcare system, strong English language skills are vital. And here's the good news. If you're a nurse in Australia, you've already crossed this hurdle. Yes, you heard it right. The nursing course mandates that you have proficient English, which is a score of 7 in each band of the IELTS, or an equivalent score in another recognized English language test. So, by completing your nursing course, you've essentially ticked off the English proficiency requirement for the 190 or 491 visa. Now let's move on to work experience. The Australian states have a clear preference for applicants who are already working as enrolled nurses. Why, you ask? Well, it's simple. Being an active practitioner means you're already familiar with the Australian healthcare system and have hands-on experience, making you a valuable asset. So while work experience may not be a hard and fast requirement for all states, possessing it can certainly tilt the scales in your favor. Remember, your goal is not just to meet the minimum requirements, but to stand out amongst other applicants. And what better way to do this than by demonstrating your commitment to your chosen field through consistent work experience? It shows you're not just qualified, but also passionate and dedicated to your profession. So let's recap. Proficient English? Check. Work experience? Highly recommended. By meeting these two requirements, you're not just ticking boxes, but positioning yourself as a strong contender for the 190 or 491 visa. Meeting the English proficiency and work experience requirements can significantly enhance your chances of success. Remember, every step you take brings you closer to your goal of attaining permanent residency in Australia. So, keep up the good work and let your dedication shine through in every aspect of your application. Now that we've covered the general requirements, let's delve into the state-specific requirements. As you may be aware, Australia is a federation of states and territories, each with its own government and consequently its own set of rules and regulations. This means that the requirements for the 190 visa can vary greatly from state to state. For example, some states may require you to have a certain amount of work experience as an enrolled nurse. While others may not stipulate this as a necessity, they might still prefer applicants who are currently working in the nursing field within their borders. The key here is to thoroughly research the specific requirements of the state you're interested in. Each state has its own immigration website, chock full of useful information. You need to check these websites regularly, as the requirements can change frequently based on the state's needs and the number of applications they receive. One thing that's common across all states is the preference for applicants who are already living and working in the state. This is because the main aim of the 190 visa is to meet the skills shortage in specific areas. So if you're already contributing to the state's workforce, you're seen as a valuable asset. Another common requirement is the need to lodge an expression of interest, or EOI. This is a way for you to express your desire to apply for the 190 visa. Once lodged, you then have to wait to be invited to apply for the visa. It's crucial to remember that lodging an EOI does not guarantee an invitation. It's a competitive process, and only the best candidates are invited. In recent times, there has been an increase in the number of invitations for enrolled nurses. This is great news for those of you considering this pathway to permanent residency. Being familiar with the specific requirements of the state you're applying in is crucial for a successful application. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you know, the better prepared you will be. So start researching, stay informed, and make your dream of becoming a permanent resident in Australia a reality. Understanding the requirements is one thing, applying is another. How does the application process look like? Well, the first step in the application process is to lodge your expression of interest. This is your opportunity to show the Australian government that you're interested in applying for the 190 or 491 visa as an enrolled nurse. It's a bit like throwing your hat in the ring, so to speak. Once you've lodged your expression of interest, it's a bit of a waiting game. You'll be waiting for an invitation to apply for the visa. Now, the time it takes to receive an invitation can vary. Some people may receive an invitation fairly quickly, while others may have to wait a bit longer. Now, this may sound a bit daunting, but don't let it deter you. Remember, this is a journey, and each step brings you closer to achieving your goal of becoming a permanent resident of Australia. Now, let's talk about timelines. In the past, some applications took up to a year to process. However, recent changes have significantly sped up this process. Nowadays, some applications are processed in as little as 3 to 4 months. Sometimes it can even be shorter depending on the occupation. For instance, registered nurses who have a different pathway to permanent residency than enrolled nurses are seeing their applications processed in 1 to 2 months. This is an exciting development, and it's something for you to consider as you plan your own pathway. However, it's important to remember that these timelines are not set in stone. They can vary based on a number of factors, including the volume of applications, changes in immigration policies, and the specific requirements of your occupation. So, what's the takeaway here? Patience is key during the application process. There may be times when it feels like progress is slow, but remember, each step brings you closer to your goal. And with the right preparation, you can navigate this process with confidence. After all, the wait can be worth it when the result is the opportunity to live and work in Australia as a permanent resident. Patience is key during the application process, but with the right preparation, the wait can be worth it. Once you've got your 190 visa, what's next? Well, the journey doesn't end there. In fact, it's just the beginning. For many enrolled nurses, the next logical step is to become a registered nurse. This transition is often achieved by pursuing a Bachelor of Nursing. Why should you consider this path? Well, not only does it elevate your professional status, but it also opens up a myriad of opportunities in the healthcare sector. The shift from diploma to bachelor level signifies a deepening of knowledge and skills, making you a more valuable asset in the nursing field. Moreover, this upgrade also enhances your prospects for immigration purposes, giving you a stronger standing for future visa applications. So, if you're an enrolled nurse in Australia, remember that the sky's the limit. Remember, securing the 190 visa is just the start of your journey. There's a whole world of opportunity waiting for you in Australia.